Are you a makeup snob? Let's get real. Do you think that you have to pay a certain price or purchase a certain brand in order to get the payoff? I know that I have certain brands that I'm very loyal to and impressed by, but there was a day when I shopped exclusively at a drugstore. And I see so many TikTokers and YouTubers talking about these products that are purchased for crazy cheap. I thought, I've got to try these and see what's what. So I challenged myself to purchase an entire look for myself with every item being $10 or less. There are only two that are $10 even. Everything else is less, and some are much less. And I even limited the brushes and everything. Everything that is on my face is $10 or less. And so this is the look that I accomplished with that. And I'm going to tell you about all these different products. Cannot wait. This is going to be so fun. I'm Michelle Fox from Michelle Fox Beauty. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope that you will take a quick sec and do that and follow me on Facebook. I love to chat about all things beauty, especially as we mature. So can we find a look that we like, a look that lasts and that looks professional, or at least, acceptable? Well, I found some good ones. I found some bad ones, and I found some really bad ones. Okay. Or at least I had a bad experience, and I'm going to explain as I go. So before we get started, I have a disclaimer. I am an Amazon influencer, and I did indeed purchase all of these on Amazon. That is how I was able to get everything for $10 or less. They're a little bit more in your local drugstore, but many of them, like I said, are much less. So you would get them under $10 no matter what. But I've got links and information in the description of the video, and I'm actually going to give away one of these products. So stay tuned for that, okay? All right, let's start at the very beginning. Primer. I have heard about e.l.f. primer for a while now, and now I had a reason to try it, okay? This is e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. There are several different primers in the e.l.f. line. e.l.f. stands for eyes, lips, and face, by the way. I didn't know that. I don't know how I didn't know that, but I didn't. So this primer, oh my gosh, I was pleasantly surprised. I gave this a good rating. It is a gel primer, and I've never ever used a gel primer before. One pump is enough for your whole face. I've heard people criticize it and say that it felt, tacky or sticky, but I think that they just put too much on, because one pump covered my whole face. By the time it dried, my face did not feel, sticky at all. It has a different feeling. It feels like it's ready to grip something. It's hard to describe unless you have to try it to understand it. After I let this dry, I did my foundation, and I did indeed feel like my foundation looked better with this. So this was a winner for me. Moving on, I did have some trouble with foundation. Okay. So first of all, I wanted, I had to be under $10. I wanted something that was full coverage. So I actually had kind of some limitations there. I looked at the bestsellers on Amazon, and the number one bestseller is actually the sister to this. This is Maybelline Fit Me. Let's see, this is called Dewy and Smooth. But there's another one that's called like Matte and something. And my sister actually had that, and she said she really likes it. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try this one because I need more of a full coverage. And it has, like I said, it's been a long time since I've used a drugstore anything. And so I was pretty surprised. I didn't think they made this anymore. I was pretty surprised that the foundation is like in a jar, the kind that you like have to, put on your finger to apply. So that was the first thing I was like, I don't know. Then I thought, okay, so I don't usually apply with my fingers. I usually apply with a brush or a sponge. So how am I going to do that? Like, I can't really pour this on there. It'll be a god awful mess. So I just went ahead and used my fingers. It was described as a pinkish beige. It is called pure beige. The number is 235. And that's not what I have on right now. Okay. I put it on, and I felt like it was way too orange for me. And so the things that I did not like about it, One was that thin consistency, but that's going to be a personal preference thing. Okay. So that, bad on me. I didn't like that the description wasn't accurate as far as the undertone. I mean, like it was orange for real. Um, but like I said, my sister uses the one that is matte, and it's the number one best-selling foundation on Amazon. So it's got to be for a reason. So, so that is just me. And so foundation is going to be more of a personal preference type thing. Okay. So the next thing I tried, I looked and looked. I found this Almay Ageless Smart Shade Foundation with skin tone matching technology. And it also has hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and electrolytes. All right. All I looked at or cared about was that it was full coverage and that I knew that Almay, used good ingredients. And I believe I looked at the shades. I chose 200 light medium. I thought, okay, good enough. I did not process what was about to happen. Okay. So I got this. I squirted out and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not foundation, that's moisturizer. What did I order? And so I put it on and I waited and I thought, did that actually just change color? I'm not sure. Sure enough, when you massage that in, it adjusts to your undertone. Is that a thing? Like, what the heck? So, I this is a really good color for me. Okay, so I think that was part of the draw for me was that it had like simple shade names, light to medium, medium to deep, that kind of stuff. And so what they're doing is they're just helping you identify what to choose based on the intensity of your skin tone, but then it adjusts for the undertone. Like brilliant, genius. So before I continue, I have to explain what I applied it with because, like I said, I don't usually use my fingers, and the other I couldn't apply with a brush or whatever. Okay, this is a bit of a story. So I even bought a brush set that sells for less than $10. This one is the best selling brush set, and it has lots of rave reviews. Okay. So I apologize to BS Mall that I'm not a fan. There are lots of other people who are a fan. Okay. I do like that it comes in this case, and you're not going to believe how many brushes it has. I mean, it has like a bajillion brushes. Um, this large powder brush. There is a variety of brushes that you could use for cheek color or foundation or contour. But the one that was suggested for foundation was so soft. The bristles were so soft that I couldn't really get it to apply properly. I was frustrated by that. And so then my next stop was eye color. And there are so many different shapes and sizes of eye color brushes. I was super excited about trying them. But again, because the bristles are so soft, it didn't pick up or deposit any color really. And so by the time that I tried the foundation, I tried the cheek color, the eye color, I was like, I'm just not, this is not for me. Okay. So, but like I said, it's a bestseller. So there you go. So this is what I got. I have had Eco Tools brushes before. I've gotten them from the drugstore when I just needed a specific size that I didn't have and I just wanted it, right now. And so I thought I'm going to get an Eco Tool set. I do like that brand. And so I got this very simple set. So this is what I use for my foundation, as you can see. So it's, much smaller when it arrives. You wet it and squeeze it out really, really well. And it more probably doubles in size. I like that this has, all different areas. Okay. There's like a long flat area. I don't know if you can see that. Like a long flat area, a shorter flat area, and then the wide area. So depending on what part of your face you're working with, you can move this around. So this was great. I use this for my loose powder that we'll talk about in a sec. I think this could be used for like an all over eye or for a highlight or whatever. I chose to use it to blend out my cheek color, which I'll explain that. And then, of course, we have an eye color brush and an eyeliner. And this could also easily be used as a lip brush. So So keep in mind that that's what I was using to apply these things. Okay, moving on. Next up, I had another epic fail. And please hear me. I hate giving negative reviews about stuff. So I hope that you hear this whole thing. Okay. The best selling concealer on Amazon is Maybelline. What's it called? Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. It's a mouthful, okay? I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it in magazines. I was so excited to use it, okay? When I got it, I pulled this off and there's like a big spongy thing. And I was like, well, that's different. I don't think I've ever had anything like that. I've had like a little sponge, on a wand, but I've never had anything like this. So I'm like, okay, so how do I get it out? And I honestly could not figure out how to get it out. Okay. I started turning it and I thought I broke it. Maybe I did. So I started turning it. Nothing really happened. I mean, I got enough out you could see a little bit of color, but I'm like, what gives? I actually had to watch videos to figure this out. Okay. Somebody said, this is how you get the product to come out. And it's what I was doing. You twist this top, but when she did it, it was going click, 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 click. And mine didn't click. So then I got on and was reading reviews on Amazon. And for every 10, like, oh my gosh, this is the best ever, there was somebody that said, I couldn't get it to come out. It was supposed to click and it didn't click. I turned it and nothing came out. So I thought, they need to fix this. Okay. So I have no idea if this is good or not, but I was so frustrated by the experience that I gave this an ugly. Good, bad, ugly. I was just so frustrated. So I didn't even reorder it because I could have reordered and tried it again, but I'm like, I know ain't nobody got time for that. I did to try e.l.f. Hydrating Camouflage Concealer. This shade is called Medium Sand. Okay. So I've got some good and I've got some, things to point out. The first thing I noticed was how large this wand is. Like that's probably the thickest wand type applicator I've ever used. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that or not, but it was fine. The next thing I noticed was that it did cover very well. I mean, it is full coverage for sure, but it ends up being a lot darker. Can't really tell on the monitor, but it's a lot darker than it looks in here or in the swatch that I, chose from. So the medium sand was too dark for me. It looked kind of ridiculous because, I'm using it under my eyes and in my wrinkles, and it was darker than my foundation. So, that's not going to work. But it is a full coverage. If I wanted to stick with this, I would just swap it out and try a different shade. I would call myself like light to medium beige, and the sand beige was too dark for me. So you can try it if you want to, but just be careful of the shade. Okay, next, I chose to put on a setting powder, and I chose Wet n Wild loose setting powder. This is translucent. It's their photo focus. And I have a little warning about this one as well. I have it on. It did what I wanted it to do. It took the shine off. I feel like it helped to set my foundation. It gives me a nice dewy glow, just luminosity. Here's what I did wrong. All right. So it comes with like a protector on it. It's sticky, it's just a thin piece of plastic. And I just took that thing off and threw it away, thinking that I could somehow close this, like turn it and close it. Well, you cannot. So what you need to remember to do is just pull it back enough to shake out what you need, use it, and then put it back on, because now I've got a mess. I mean, traveling with this, no, I would not travel with this because it would end up all over the place. So I think it's a great product and it's a ridiculous great price. Wet n Wild, as you probably know, has lots of great products, and I think this is one of them, but it's messy if you take that plastic off. So be warned. You've been warned. Okay. So I've been chatting about my eye primer issues. The eye primer that I've used for years has been discontinued. So I've actually been trying other brands and, haven't really found anything that I'm head over heels for. So I decided to try Milani. This is just called Milani Eyeshadow Primer, Long Wear Shadow Base. I think the number one eye primer was another e.l.f. product. And I thought, well, I've already got a lot of e.l.f. and I'm trying to mix it up. I ended up trying 10 brands in all. Okay. So I'm trying Milani. And what I liked, first of all, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this has some pigment to it. And I actually like that because some people use concealer as their primer and some people use a straight up primer. When it's got a little bit of color, it's like you're getting the benefit of both. It's helping to cover up the discoloration on your eyes and just to, prep that area. So I really liked it. I did feel like my eyeshadow blended really well. It definitely lasted all day. So this is probably the third time that I've used it. And my eyeshadow is slamming. I just feel like it looked really nice. I got a good color payoff. It lasted, it blended. So everything that I want. And again, under $10. Okay. So you can't go wrong. So something I've learned is to let things dry. Okay. Let your moisturizer dry. Let your eye primer dry. So while that is drying, I'm going to do my brows. So I got lots to say about brows. I'm super excited about this. I have actually done a couple of videos on these other brow products that are crazy cheap. Okay. The first one is from ColourPop. I've used it so much, everything is rubbed off. I think it's called something like a feather like effect, but it is truly like the skinniest brow that I've ever seen. Like it, you can barely even see that. But if you want to get like hair like strokes, this is the winner. Okay. And it just gives you just enough product to leave it right where you are putting that pen. It's not over depositing it. So you're left with a big glob. I was extremely impressed with it. I'm almost out of it. Another one that I've used and recommended is another e.l.f. product. This one is Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. And what I love about this is that this is really soft. So it's easy to apply. And I usually do, little feathery strokes or whatever. I like that on the end, I can kind of do a little flip up and it's just easy because this is so creamy that I can use it very, very easily. And then you take this spoolie and you brush through your brows to get out any excess product and to kind of blend it and everything. And I think that it gives a very nice natural look. And I would say it's super easy to use. But the one that I use, since I have already talked about those and I wanted to do all fresh and new, so I decided to try a brow pomade or, a gel, something in a jar. And so this is Milani Stay Put Brow Color. Warning. So this is a little tidbit. When you're brunette, you should go like a shade lighter with your brows. And if you have light hair, you should go a shade darker. And it's always hard for me to figure that out. All right. And usually if I make an error, I get it too dark. So I chose medium brown and it's a little too dark, but if I'm careful with how much I deposit, it works. Okay. So I do have that on right now. It looks pretty good. I like that it comes with the applicator and the spoolie again to kind of smooth things out. Something that you just have to be careful of is just how much product you're getting on here. So the first time I did it, I just barely dipped in and did that. And I felt like, oh, it hardly shows up. So the next time I did it, I got way too much on and was like, it was hard to get it to stay where I wanted it. It was just too darn much. So learning curve. Okay. But I do like it and it's waterproof. And I noticed when I was taking off my makeup at the end of the day that I needed I had to use eye makeup remover to get that off because it is indeed waterproof. So it's long lasting. If that's something that is important to you, you would love that. All right. Now we're getting into the good stuff. I love eyes. Love hate. I mean, I love what you can do, but sometimes it can be frustrating, major learning curve when it comes to eyes. So my primer's on. At this point, I was still using these brushes and I tried this CoverGirl. This is CoverGirl Eye Enhancer. And these are the plums. I think it's called Sweet Plum Collection. I was so excited to try these because they are just beautiful. I could not get it to show up on my eyes no matter what I did. I was so frustrated. And so I thought, this is not going to work. So then I ordered more stuff. Okay, a lot more stuff. Then I thought, now that I've got my new brushes, let's give it another try. And I was able to get some color payoff from it. Not as much as I was hoping. The reason why I was so surprised by that is because this is such a hot seller. This comes in this triple pack or a quad. I think they even have like doubles. But I just found it lacking. If I'm going to splurge on something, one of those things will be my powder eyeshadow because I cannot stand fallout. I can't stand it if I don't have a good color payoff, if it doesn't blend, if it doesn't last. And so this, I would have to say, I hate saying bad, but I put this as bad. If you love it, let us know, okay? Because yeah, let's give it some love. I'm sure there's somebody out there that loves it. So this is what I have on today. So take this off. I use, and it's called NYX. I always say NYX, but I guess you're supposed to say NYX. I use NYX Professional Eyeshadow. They have these single shades. So this shade is called Cupcake. This is the type of shade that I use a lot. I'll use either a vanilla or a slight pink. And so I'm like, all right, let's see if this is going to show up. Again, typically with very cheap eyeshadows, you don't get great color payoff. I was pleasantly surprised that this deposited a lot of color and it was silky smooth. Like it had such a nice satin finish. I loved using this as my all over base. So after I let my primer dry, I literally put this from lashes to brow on both eyes. And I really, really, really like it. I'm actually going to give one of these away. So if you are watching and you want to get one of these, I need you to comment. You can say where you're watching from. You can say what you had for dinner. I don't care what the heck you say, but I need you to comment so that I know you're here. And I need you to make sure that you are on my email list. And so I will put that in the description of the video so that you can figure out how to do that because I need to be able to contact you, right? So then I tried these. Now I got some explaining to do with these. So everything's supposed to be under $10, okay? So I think I made a mistake. All right, okay. There was one shade that was under $10, so I was thinking they were all under $10. So I started out with the Champagne Shimmer. And I was so excited about it because it is very, very pretty. It's very creamy, and yet it doesn't go everywhere. So it's creamy and easy to apply initially, but then it dries and sets and it's waterproof. So like when you put it on, you have to be ready to blend it out. And it comes with a little sponge on the end, a squishy sponge to help you blend that out. So you can use it as a liner, as an all over eyeshadow, as accent in the outer corner, whatever. I use the Champagne Shimmer like in the center of the mobile part of my lid on both sides. Duh. But then when I looked again at the price, I realized, oh, I think these sell for about $16 regularly. And the one that was less than that, the one that was under $10, is actually this one. It's called Orchid Shimmer. Again, I felt like that was very, very pretty. So I had to kind of have a do-over. So that is in my crease and in the outer corner. And because I'm limiting myself to my brushes and all that, and I was like, okay, I don't think any of those brushes are going to do what I want. I did use this little spongy thing and it works really well. I think you have to be careful not to be too aggressive because you can just rub off what you just laid down. And I hate when that happens. But otherwise, I really like these eyeliners. I was thinking about, so which of these things that I'm trying would I probably stick with? Like I'll use in the future or whatever. And these were definitely on that list. The Julep eye colors. They're called Julep Eyeshadow 101 is what they are called. And there are a bajillion options. There's matte, shimmer, sparkle, metallic, just so many pretty options. So if you're kind of at a place where you feel like you want to play with color, like you are tired of neutrals or whatever, there's a lot of fun options there. Okay, so next I did an eyeliner. And again, lots to choose from. I've in the past, I remember using Revlon and L'Oreal. Um, but what I wanted was a plum eyeliner because I used to wear that all the time and I haven't had one in a while. So I was specifically looking for plum. And this one is also from Almay. And when I'm doing things around my eyes, I want to check that I'm using a reputable brand. And Almay is ophthalmologist tested. And this one is called Pure Plum. I got so many marks on my hands. Let's keep going. All right. Pure Plum. And so what I really liked about it, I can't even draw a straight line. What I really liked about it is that it wasn't bright because I run into that. Like I don't want purple, I don't want it to be like crazy bright. I want it to be, sort of a natural color, but I love that little bit of plum. So I thought that it was a great color, very creamy. It went on very, very easily. So I have that top and bottom, top lash line, bottom lash line. It's waterproof, which I look for now in a liner because that is going to prevent it from smearing. So the fact that it went on so smoothly, that I like the shade and that it's staying where I put it, I for sure am giving this a thumbs up. So the next one, unless you're on Amazon frequently, you might not be aware of this one. I didn't think it was sold in stores, found out that it is. Live and learn, okay? This is called Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. And it is number one by a long shot. I had not heard of Essence, so I just thought that this was just some small business or something. But then after I purchased this, I saw it in stores. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what I love about it. I don't know that I would say it's a false lash effect, although, I mean, my lashes look pretty darn good, don't they? Let's see. Can you see them? But if you are mascara challenged, this is a great one. It has a very long handle, but it feels good in your hand. The bristles are very fine, but they're spread apart nicely. I just found it very easy to apply. And I like how the nose is really skinnier than the rest of it. It is a smooth application. This is the type of mascara that is going to define and lengthen and just make your lashes, really show up. It's not one that deposits fibers or anything like that. So like I said, I don't know that I would call it like a false lash for me, but then I don't have a lot of lashes either. But I liked it a lot. Like I really, really liked it. I felt like, especially when you think about the price, I was like, yeah, I see why this is number one. So you want to give this a try. All right, we're bringing this baby home. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to do cheeks, lips, and then I got a little something extra. So this is something that I don't always do, but I know is that if you do your lips before your cheeks, it will help you put the right amount of cheek color on because you've got, something to kind of work with. Have you ever done your cheeks and then you put on your lipstick and then you're out the door and you're like, oh my gosh, it looks like I don't even have any blush on. Do your lips first and see if that helps, okay? So we're going to talk about lips before cheeks. So hopefully I won't forget to do cheeks. I was very excited to look for and find a lip primer. I haven't had one in a long time. I used to use it all the time. Haven't had one in a super long time. And so I found ColourPop Lippy Sticks Lip Primer. And it has great ingredients, like shea butter. And here's a little secret. Anytime you moisturize something, you are going to make that look better. Okay. You're going to improve the condition and the appearance. And back in the day, we didn't have age fighting ingredients. So what we did was just moisturize consistently. So this does not have age fighting properties per se, but I went around my lips, I went on my lips because I want to address the wrinkles that are around my lips. So anyway, so this is not meant to be an age fighting type primer, but can't hurt. So I put this on all over and that went on really creamy, but I did notice when I looked closely that, I could see the white, like it was kind of chunky a little bit. Massaged it in, waited a little bit. I think I probably just put on too much. I was too darn excited. But this gets really good reviews as well. So I would say, it's a good one. I like it. And my lipstick looks good. I put this on hours ago. So after I did that, I did a liner and I chose Wet and Wild Perfect Pout Waterproof Gel Lip Liner. And this one is kind of a funny name. It's called Lay Down the Mauves. So I don't really get. I'm sure that that's like a tongue in cheek thing, but I don't understand what that is. So let me know in the comments. So lay down the mauves, but I wasn't really looking for mauve. I just wanted like a plum. I'm into plum. No denying it. So let's see. Show you this one. So, and again, when I do nude, like it needs to be a plum. Like the natural color of my lips is just a little deeper than some. And so this works well for me. And the benefit of having sort of a nude liner is you can wear it with all of your lipstick. So if the concept with lip liner, you can match your lips or you can match your lipstick. Or I guess you could do darker than your lipstick, but that's very 1980. Okay. So I need to do an honorable mention before I talk about the actual lipstick that I used for this demonstration. I wanted a long lasting lipstick for my daughter's wedding. Didn't think I could find one because there's something about my lips. Whenever I put a typical long lasting lipstick on, it will stay on the edges, but it like comes off like in the squishy part of my lips. And so I just look stupid. And my sister has the same issue. So it might be something with our pH. I don't know. But for some reason, I decided to try this one and it really, really worked. So this is Revlon Color Stay Overtime Lip Color. And it's a liquid lip color. And when you first put it on, it looks really creamy. And I'm like, oh, I love it. It's creamy. But it does dry down to matte. And then you can put a clear gloss on it to give it that nice shine. But I'm telling you what, this lasted. But what I liked the best is that it didn't come off like in weird places. It lasted and it sort of like, toward the end of the day, it faded, but it didn't come off in weird places. You know what I'm saying? So this is a winner, but I had already tried that one. So I want to do something new. And I was thinking back to, back in the day, I used everything. Okay. CoverGirl, Maybelline, Revlon, L'Oreal. But I really liked Revlon lipsticks, and they always advertise that they are the best-selling lipstick in the United States. So I'll take them at their word and thought I'll try Revlon. And then I was on, wanting to find a nice plum, which I did. This one is a pearl. So they have, creams, pearl. I don't know if they have like a third alternative, like, shimmer or glitter. I don't know. But this one's pearl, and it is called Plum Baby. And it is very pretty. It's probably a little more purpley than I would normally choose, if I had tried it before I ordered it, but I do like it a lot. Let's see, I'll put that on here. So it's got, quite a bit of purple to it, but I like it. And this looks different because of the gloss that I put on top. Let's see, let's do this. Yeah, the gloss that I have on is lighter. So I would probably just wear this by itself. I probably would not put a gloss on, but because I'm doing this, I wanted to have a gloss to include. So that being said, the gloss that I chose was Wet n Wild Mega Slicks Lip Gloss. And again, cream, shimmer, glitter, pearl, all these different finishes, all these different colors. So, but I wanted something specific. I wanted like a real frosty color. I didn't necessarily want it to be lighter than my lipstick, but I love that frosty look on lips, which I know that dates me big time. But what can I say? It'll come back eventually. So this is very pretty. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that down below. And you can see it's a lot lighter than the lipstick, but it's very pretty. So I think in the future, I will probably either wear the lipstick alone or the lip gloss alone. This is a little bit darker, this is a little bit lighter, but I do like them both. I really do. And what I love, and I've always loved about Revlon lipstick, is there's no taste, there's no smell. Almost every other lipstick has a weird smell, and Revlon does not. It has no smell at all. So, all right, 2 products left. Are you hanging in? Okay. I have lots of powder cheek color, and I know that as we mature, cream products are more flattering. So I thought I'm going to look for a cream cheek color. And long story short, I decided to try E.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. And this is called Sparkling Rose. This can be worn as a cheek color, an eye color, and a lip color. And again, where haven't I gone? Here, we'll go here. I mean, it is a very, very pretty color. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. So I've got that on my cheeks. I really, really like it. It feels good. It blended out well. What's nice about, a cheek color on a stick is that if you're thinking, okay, I want my cheek color on my cheekbone, feel your cheekbone, put your cheek color on there, boom, done. Okay. Then you grab a brush or a sponge or your fingers and you just kind of, smooth it out and voila. So it's great for beginners. That is great for beginners. But I definitely liked that. Okay, let me clean some of this up. Oh my gosh. All right, good enough. So, and last but definitely not least, I am super excited about this. I did want a finishing spray, setting spray, even though I use a setting powder, I use both. I use primer, settings powder, finishing spray. I mean, whatever it takes to make the look last, because I feel like if I put in the time, I want it to last and look really good. So again, E.l.f. has a primer that kind of correlates with this that is extremely popular. I was tempted to grab that one. I'm sure it's wonderful, but I thought let's, branch out. So this one is Milani Make It Last Original Natural Finish Setting Spray, and it boasts up to 24-hour wear. First thing I noticed was how uber fine the mist is, and I hope you can see it. Oh, I guess I should take my glasses off. I hope you can see it. Did you see that? It is so sheer and fine. And so the benefit of that is that your face isn't soaking wet when after a couple squirts. It covers a bigger area, So it's like this fine burst rather than like squirt, 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 squirt. You get what I'm saying? And it has a very slight fragrance to it, but it's nice. It's not overpowering. I'm very sensitive to fragrance. And I feel like my makeup has stayed in place. So this is the most recent product that I got. So I have not had an opportunity to use it very often, but it has really good reviews everywhere. So I have high expectations for this. So that's my story. Let's look again, shall we? So what do you like best? Or I'm sure you love it all. So I was like, okay, so does this mean I'm gonna buy $10 stuff forever? Probably not. Yes and no. Okay. Like I said, there are a couple that I really did like, and I'll probably grab here and there. I have a brand that's a high-end brand that I'm very loyal to and I love. I mean, but there are a couple holes in what they offer. And so like the lip primer, eye primer, I'll be able to add that to my repertoire. And like I said, I am a little bit of a makeup snob. I do think to a degree you get what you pay for. I mean, some things are so overpriced, it's ridiculous. But I'm saying that there are ingredients that are finer, rarer, better, and therefore the cost is higher for the manufacturer. Therefore, the cost is higher for the consumer. There's just no doubt about it. But can you find decent products under $10? I think you can. So this was fun. It was enlightening. I found lots of stuff that I like. I'm not throwing anything away, that's for sure. If you have any questions or if you have a favorite, this is key. If you have a favorite under $10, let us know in the comments because this is the fun part. This is the fun part when somebody else recommends something that you never thought about trying and then you try it and love it. So let's do that for each other. And like I said, when you comment, whatever the comment is, although it needs to be nice, you will be registered for my giveaway. I'm giving away one of the NYX eye colors. Where is it? One of the NYX eye colors. So you need to make sure you comment and then you need to make sure that you are on my mailing list. How do you know that? Well, I will put in the description of the video. So underneath the video, there's like one sentence and then there's like a dot, dot, dot more. Click more. and then it will drop down, and then you'll see all the good stuff. Okay. You'll see freebies. You'll see how to get to my website, how to get to my Facebook page, and how to sign up for my email list. Okay. So that is a wrap. And I had fun. I hope you had fun. I love to do this stuff. And I'm coming back at you real soon with more tips and tricks, especially for women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Let's face it, we all want to be better, look better, live better. It's not so much about younger, it's better, right? So we want to be our very best self. And that's what I'm here to help you feel beautiful, look beautiful. And I love doing it. So thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time. Here's another reminder. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. All right. Thanks so much. And I will see you next time.